It was a night that would go down in history as one of the biggest mistakes a restaurant owner could ever make. Elon Musk, the billionaire visionary behind Tesla, SpaceX, and more, walked into a fancy French bistro dressed in a hoodie and sneakers, completely unrecognizable. The restaurant owner took one look at him and decided he didn't belong there. He kicked him out without a second thought, brushing him off like just another drifter looking for a free meal. But when the man revealed his true identity minutes later, the entire restaurant was left in stunned silence. The fallout from that single act of arrogance would change the owner's life forever. It all started on a rainy Thursday evening at Le Couronne, the most exclusive fine dining spot in town. The restaurant catered to celebrities, CEOs, and politicians. Anyone who could afford its eye-watering prices and had the right look done on this particular night. The tables were filled with the city's elite. Waiters carried trays of aged wine. Violins played softly in the background, and the atmosphere oozed wealth and sophistication. But that's when he walked in, dressed in a damp hoodie, jeans frayed at the edges, and sneakers that looked like they'd been through one too many hikes. The man didn't exactly scream vieille. His hair was disheveled from the rain, and he held a simple notepad tucked under one arm. He looked completely out of place. Every head in the restaurant turned. Conversations died as the elite patrons exchanged disapproving glances. The man smiled awkwardly and walked up to the host stand, where Gerard Delacroix, the meticulous owner of Le Couronne, presided like a king over his domain. Gerard sized the man up in a heartbeat. He didn't know it yet, but he was about to make the biggest mistake of his career. "Do you have a reservation?" Gerard asked, his voice crisp, his judgment already set in stone. The man smiled politely. "I don't, but I was hoping you might have a seat at the bar. I've heard great things about your food," and Gerard cut him off with a sharp laugh. "Our bar? Sir, this isn't some casual diner. You can't just walk in off the street expecting a seat." He gestured to the room, full of well-dressed patrons. "This is an establishment for people who fit the atmosphere." The man paused, taking in Gerard's condescending tone. "I understand. I don't mean to intrude. Gerard waved him off. "Sir, I think you'll find plenty of restaurants down the street more suited to your style." The man stood there for a moment, silent. His face was unreadable, but there was a flicker of disappointment in his eyes. "I see," he said softly. "Well, thank you for your time." He turned and walked out into the rain. As the man left, Gerard turned back to his staff with a self-satisfied smirk. But before he could bask in his perceived triumph, something outside the restaurant caught his eye. A sleek black Tesla Model X pulled up to the curb. A sharply dressed assistant rushed out of the car, holding an umbrella, and jogged up to the man who had just been turned away. "Mr. Musk, the car's ready," the assistant said, speaking clearly enough that the nearby diners seated by the window could hear. Inside the restaurant, forks clattered onto plates. The sound of shocked gasps rippled through the room. A murmur spread as diners whispered among themselves. Did he just say Musk? As in Elon Musk? Wait, was that him? Gerard froze, his blood running cold. He darted to the window, just in time to see the man climb into the Tesla and drive away, leaving the restaurant's guests stunned, and Gerard looking like a fool. By the next morning, the story had spread like wildfire. Someone at the restaurant had filmed the incident and posted it online, captioned, "Restaurant owner kicks out Elon Musk in disguise." The internet, as expected, exploded. Headlines popped up everywhere. Billionaire Elon Musk denied entry to fancy restaurant. Here's what happened. Restaurant owner turns away Elon Musk, loses everything. Within hours, the backlash was swift and brutal. Thousands of negative reviews bombarded Le Couronne's social media pages. Regular customers canceled reservations, and even loyal patrons began to distance themselves, fearing association with the now infamous establishment. But the final blow came from Elon Musk himself. Late that night, Musk tweeted, "Judging people by their appearances never leads to good outcomes. I didn't need the meal, but hopefully they learned something from it. Elon." The tweet went viral, racking up millions of likes, retweets, and comments. Some people criticized Gerard for his arrogance, while others praised Musk for his humility in handling the situation without causing a scene. Meanwhile, Gerard sat alone in his office, staring at the empty dining room below. The reservations had dried up, his staff had begun resigning one by one, and his reputation was in shambles. Desperate to salvage what was left of his livelihood, Gerard tried to reach out to Elon Musk, offering a heartfelt apology and inviting him back to dine at the restaurant. On the house, of course. The reply he received? Silence. Elon Musk had already moved on, continuing his work on space exploration and AI, while Gerard's once glamorous bistro faded into obscurity. And so, Le Courant became nothing more than a cautionary tale, a reminder that you never know who might be walking through your door, and that arrogance can cost you everything.